Okay, welcome back, friends. Um, Shop Talk number 11. And I'm just kind of working through changes that since my hospital stay. So here's what I learned in the hospital. Okay, first of all, I have to ask myself, how did I get here? You know, blood pressure through the roof, stress, anxiety, all these kind of things that I absolutely don't believe in and have never wanted to live under. Okay. First of all, Dallas Willard um, had a quote where he said that hurry is the number one enemy in our culture of the spiritual life, and that we must devote ourselves to the ruthless elimination of hurry. Um, and I agree with that. Also, too, stress. You know, uh, Stress comes in a lot of varieties and has a lot of sources, internal as well as external. Um, like caffeine, things like that. These are called stressors, from what I've learned. But they can also be external. There can be things like your job or school or noise. Um, Now, hurry and stress are not the same thing. Hurry is usually an offspring of stress. It's usually produced by stress. But it's interesting that hurry, most of us don't think about it. We just think about, oh, yeah, 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 fast paced, man, go, 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 do, do, do. But the definition of hurry talks about urgent motion and activity that's rooted in a belief that there's not enough time, that there's too much to do and not enough time to do it. Well, all of that is a lie. God is the God of time. Jesus is Lord of time. And he gives us everything we need. 2 Peter chapter 1 verses 3 and 4, it says, he has given us everything pertaining to life and godliness. Okay? God is not stressed. God is not anxious. God is not in a hurry. Jesus is calm. Jesus is gentle and lowly and tender, and he's not in a hurry because all things are subject to him. And that's one of the reasons why we see him in the Gospels not getting in a hurry to get to Lazarus. Now, I know there's the deal where, oh, well, this was for the glory of God and all that. But these were people that he loved. And they sent word to him, and he had plenty of time to get there, but he didn't. He waited for a while. Because Jesus said, I only do what I see my Father do. I only say what I hear my Father say. In order to eliminate stress and worry and anxiety and hurry, I personally want to eliminate those things from my life and to create more space in my thinking, in my heart, in my day and my night for hearing, listening, asking, seeking the Father, seeking Papa, and finding out what to do and waiting on him. The Psalms are full of the admonition to wait on the Lord. Doesn't that right there, doesn't that phrase, wait on the Lord, automatically imply that we are wanting to run ahead and that he's the one that's kind of just taking his time and we've got to wait for him to catch up to us? Doesn't it imply that we're the one chomping at the bit? In Luke chapter 8, when Jesus encounters the Gadarene demoniac, Jesus is calm. Jesus gets out of the boat and is walking toward the man. But the man who was possessed by a legion of demons, it says in Luke chapter 8 that he was driven by the spirits, that he was driven about, that he lived in the tombs, that he had to be chained and shackled, but he would break the chains, and he was being driven by the spirits in the solitary places. I think it's really important that the Holy Spirit chose that word, driven, because that just fits the description of our age. And the one who rules the world system, the one who inspires, so to speak, go, go, do, more. That's the same guy that had this poor man running around in the tombs, dashing himself, cutting himself on rocks. And Jesus came to set that man free. So I encourage you, friends, to just stop and take a look at your life and make sure that you are, one, letting Jesus call the shots in your life, not your boss, not your teachers, not anybody else. Let Jesus be the one calling the shots. And also be sure that you are giving space to rest and relax, because the effects of stress, anxiety, and hurry are all interconnected, and they're not good. None of them produce a healthy result. Now, there are times in our lives when, okay, we got to hurry to do this, or we got to get somewhere because we're running back. I'm talking about a chronic state where you live like this all the time. Stress in small amounts here and there, no problem. But when it becomes your way of life, when it becomes your atmosphere and the air that you breathe, when stress, worry, anxiety, and hurry become what you live in all the time, noise, all of that. You know the things that are pushing all those buttons. If you don't, ask Jesus to show you, because he's not in a hurry. He's not stressed out. And we are in union with him. We don't have to live the way the world lives. In fact, he tells us, don't even go there. We're in the world, but not of the world. So, friends, lean back on him. He's got you. Anything that he has called you to, he will do. And he will do it to his holy satisfaction. It may not meet the standards and the expectations of others or yourself, but Jesus never leaves anything undone. He always gets done what needs to be done, and anything else can wait. So rest in him, my friends. 1 Thessalonians 5:24. He who calls you is faithful, and he will do it. Whatever he's called you to, he will do it. And he's not in a hurry. He's not stressed out. He's not freaking out. His blood pressure isn't going through the roof. Anything like, he's not suffering from anxiety or fear or insecurity. He's got you. And he's got us. So let's learn to live with him. Love you guys.